allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. Ask Victoria to call the roll, please.
Albrecht.
Here.
Bono.
Here.
Davenport.
Here.
Tim Day.
Here.
Moretti. Here. Mendel.
Here.
Terry Day. Here.
All right, and we have a new board member. Dr. Terry Day, to our board, and congratulations to this board. Please introduce yourself. You want to tell us about yourself?
Anyone that doesn't know me,
Speed.
Greg down there,
Speed.
if you don't know me, new college president, 9 weeks in now. 9 weeks in. And if you all have ever heard any of my podcasts, I've done about 4 in the Valley now. I came back on college president, but my first goal was to help with economic development.
We're at the right place.
Yes.
Done a great job so far. I know you're out in public and let us see you. Okay, let's move on with item number 3, the mission statement. I'm sorry, it's Amanda.
The mission statement of the Herkimer County Industrial Development Agency is to deliver economic incentives to businesses and industries to diversify and strengthen Herkimer County's tax base and enhance community vitality by supporting job creation, housing, business and industrial development, and community revitalization. We strive to develop the local economy in an organized, sustainable, and environmentally beneficial manner. Thank you.
Yeah, item 4, the minutes for the September 30th meeting were sent to you or the packet. Any corrections, deletions, additions? This time? Nothing? All right, hearing none, I need a motion to approve those minutes. Second by Tim, discussion. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. Carried. Item 5, financial reports are on page 4 to 10 in your packet. Comments before John gives his. Okay.
So if you look at on page 4 of the financials, you'll see we're kind of in the grant income and expenses. We're in a negative. We've paid out some grant money, but we expect it back in. We paid the consultants that helped us with the Remington study, so that money should be back in. It was approved at the board meeting in October, so now it goes in front of another review, so we'll probably have that check sometime in November. So that's where we are with the grants. Everything else is still moving ahead nicely. We don't have any outstanding loans, so we don't have to worry about those. If you want to go to the pilot report, which is on page 9. You can see where we are with the pilot money coming in. Schools total for this year alone is over $2 million. Total for all the pilots is $3.5 million. So we're doing quite well there. One pilot of note is Tractor Supply. We did have a call with their attorney. Not Tractors. Is it Tractor's attorney or was there? It's not their specific, strictly for the.
He just does the tax.
The tax, yeah. That call went fine. They just asked about where the numbers end up. We don't know. We're not part of that. Our pilot is based off of percentages, so we're just happy to help any way that we can to keep the money coming into the taxing jurisdictions. I'm not sure where it'll end up. I think they went with one number and now they're going back again. The judge will make the decision.
Are they asking for?
Yeah. But like retro.
Right.
Did they ever ask for an increase?
Well, I was trying to understand what they were asking for, but I figured.
But in the end, like they've overpaid for quite a while. And that's what they're upset about. And, you know, we've tried to have conversations with the assessor over there about different properties too, but it doesn't work. There's one group in the area that does most of the communities. What's the name of Dan's company? Do you know? Maxwell, or is it just Maxwell?
It's just him.
Oh, well, no, I think he's got other people working for him.
His wife.
Oh, okay. So he does most of them and we introduced them to the town, but they have to do what they feel is best. But I think it's gonna, they were worried about if they got credits, how would we handle it? We could help them. So that's it.
Any other comments? Need a motion for the accept financials. Lori, Tim, discussion. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay? Item 6, there's a 6-year budget. From pages 11 to 12 there. Yeah, you want to go through
Yeah,
that?
you gotta love a 6-year budget. Why? Because that's what the ABO requires through the Paris report. So we polish up our snow globe or crystal ball, whatever you call it, and these are the numbers we came up with, just a percentage over time. We use actuals in our current estimate and what we adopted for 2026, and then we just propose for the next 3 years. We do this every year for the ABO reporting, and we need to have this done now, so.
So before we go back, this is the final.
This is a 6-year budget that we submit, which we took our adopted budget from last year, or for this year, coming up 2026. So yes, this is what we need to submit to the ABO.
Questions?
You can amend it over time if you need to, if something.
No, not really, because we'll do another one next year and another one the year after that. And it has our actual budget for next year and then anyways. They just look to see where, I don't really know what they look for. We've asked this at several meetings that we've had as IDAs with the controller's office, and they can't really give us an answer. So I think way back in the day, they just said, you're gonna provide us a 6-year budget. That's one of those boxes that they still want to check.
Questions? I know we had a motion, correct?
Nope.
No, need a motion. Accept this. Tim, second. Bob, discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed, nay? Carried. Item 7, the Mike Grant Prize grant, Victoria, want to give us a little update?
Sure. So the first thing I'd like to mention is that the extension was approved. So the grant was originally set to expire October 11th. We had an extension approved out until April 30th of 2026. So that will give us the time that is needed to complete some of the drawdowns that have been approved already and work to approve any additional funds for any businesses that may need to be approved to spend all of the funding by April 30th. Since our last meeting, we did receive funds and disperse them to the Velvet Dog. That's always my favorite, to go visit their place because they have the cute dogs there. So Melfi's and Avot have their disbursements that are expected to be received by the county any day now. Our, as of this morning, the remaining funds in the micro enterprise grant is $61,747.67. Of that, right under 6,000 is to be allocated to SurePrint. I'm working with him on drawing down that second portion of the funds for them. And an additional 19,800 is allocated to Mel. So once those are drawn down, that will leave $36,008 in the fund. As you'll see on the agenda, there's an application for a timeless salon. If that's approved, we'll have just under 10 grand left in the fund.
So the other day, we had the opportunity to swing in Melfi's, and very smart man, his equipment, really state of the art to do the logos, and the stitching, and you can hear it as soon as you walk in, so you're kind of drawn to it right away. And he's got a heck of a thing going. I can see him buying more than he's doing real well. And the second opportunity he's doing is with a trailer to bring all the shoes. He told us of one of his clients, the Giovanni, and they buy all of their employees steel-toed shoes, and sometimes multiple times a year. So he's doing real well over there. He's really made that building look nice. He's got a lot of unique things. We thought that those are the kind of things that this grant is made for. So, thank you.
Good. Anyone else, anything else? Okay, great. Timeless salon, was loan was sent to the loan committee and I believe approved. Discussion there.
So Timeless Salon they currently just do hair cutting and hair things. They are looking to add a licensed esthetician to their staff in order to provide additional services. So facials, additional waxing services. So the application is for additional inventory and equipment that will be used by that new person on board. They're not required to hire that person as under the micro enterprise grant because of their low to moderate income status. But of course, that is something that we look for in these grant applications is adding. the position.
And this one's already been reviewed by.
It has,
HCR.
yes. Lindsay Kirk at Homes and Community Renewal has reviewed everything and has provided her stamp of approval on the file for that.
Questions on?
So I'm not sure if the finance committee did approve it.
I responded back.
I didn't see, did you respond to, or were you able to? So the only concerns I had with this was that, her application was dated in February, and I do understand that, we, gave her the consideration of there about 8 months as she had some construction going on. So I really think that underscores, our commitment to making sure these dollars get into the community. I think that's really nice that we allowed her to sit in the queue and wait for that. So providing her the most opportunity to get to the finish line. So that said, my comments were that we only have her 23 tax returns in here. So again, checking the boxes, I think that given approval is, at this time, her 24s are done. So I think it's just prudent to suit up the package with her most current 24, which is a PDF in from her today. Is it most likely required? Probably not, but I think the time lapse between when she initially applied until now, I think that's just prudent. And then secondly, my other item was, I understand she doesn't have to, add the additional individual. However, that individual being added is very critical. She should have the ability to actually use the equipment and the chemicals that she's looking to purchase for stage. So maybe just as a good faith gesture to the packet, she can, demonstrate maybe who she's looking to hire and what that timeline is. So that we understand, or we can demonstrate to the public opinion that we've done what we could. I would, 27 or so thousand, I think is a lot of money. So I just would like to see that demonstrated. Whether it's a letter, I'm sure she's planned.
Convey that to her.
I'm sure she's planned this, if she has construction that she's, facilitated wherever she is, I think that's just.
All right, Victoria, can you convey that? Thank you. Okay, need a motion to accept that. Anyone? Lori, thank you. Tim, thank you. Discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed, nay? And that'll carry. Item 8, the federal uniform grant guidance policy. It's 1843, it's a riveting,
Well, it says both, so I'll let you two know.
Go ahead.
So we were not audited by the EPA, we were reviewed, we love that. And they did find a little chink in our armor when it comes to this review policy. There's no dinging or anything, but it was good that they outlined it. So what we did was we worked with Hodgkin Russ, who's created most of our policies, and had them work to create this one, and we need to just review it at this meeting, and then we're gonna vote on it the next meeting.
Yes.
So it's strictly a review at this time, kind of like what we have you all do with the policies once a year. This is just another one in there. Please take a moment, not right now, but at your leisure before the next meeting. It'll be in your packet that we email to you again for the next meeting. But it was good that they spotted this. We don't see any issues with anything that we do with it anyways. But, the federal government just looks. We believe there'll be some other changes with this with this new administration. But we don't think it'll affect our policies at this time. The EPA is on furlough at this point.
All right, item number 9, marketing update. Samantha.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Samantha. For those of you who may not know me, I started with the IDA. Tomorrow would be a month. So it's been a month. Yes.
We're all excited about that.
I'm just gonna go over what I've been working on over the last 4 weeks. So the very first thing I worked on was an update to our poster that we had all over the Herkimer County. So you can see the one on the left was our old poster. The one on the right is the new one, and they actually came in the mail yesterday, so we were able to frame them. So this is what they will look like. So nice and framed. They are gonna go in 5 different locations. So we have one in our office, the chamber is gonna get one, the county building, gyms along the Mohawk, and then lastly, Herkimer College. So,
We got somebody here that. Because we don't think we have.
okay, yep. The last day is Herkimer College. So, Dr. Terry, please say if you would do us honor and, take this back with you.
Well, I think what I would rather do, if it's okay, Sam.
Yeah.
Is we pick a time, because she hasn't met like Bill McDonald and we do those other conferences. So I think it's good if we went up there, showed her around that, and then, you determine where you want to put this. If that's okay with
Yep.
you.
That works
Okay.
too. But if anyone has any ideas, or suggestions for any future posters, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be more than happy to help. Next, I dove into our social media platforms.
Sam, we threw away gas those rest areas. Could we get one maybe in there? It's east of us.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
If they would allow that. and-
So
Yeah.
Todd Gold, if you make a note, we'll reach out to him and see if we can put these in our 3 rest areas.
Gotcha.
What's there?
That's an idea, Jimmy. Holy.
Just the beard.
He's more astute now.
Okay, very good. I'm sorry. Sam.
No, you're fine. All right, so next I dove into our social media platforms. So currently the IDA is on both LinkedIn and Facebook. I really wanted to focus on LinkedIn though. The first thing I did was kind of a refresh of our profile. So I created a new profile picture. The old one was just a plain white background, so I just added some color in there. And then our cover photo as well. I added the Skylar Business Park, kind of highlighting that. And then just grow with us. And that's kind of been the tagline. I put it on the posters and as well as the cover photo. I also updated our overview here. So just our mission statement. Before there was a lot more information about the IDA, kind of like when we founded and everything, which that's actually embedded into our profile already. So I just kept it simple. People can come to our profile and know exactly what we are and what we stand for. The main reason I really wanted to focus on LinkedIn is because it's kind of made a switch from people used to go to LinkedIn simply just to look for jobs, but it's kind of switched over to people using it as business networking, any advice that they can get from industry professionals. So I think it's a really great place, a really great platform for us to reach potential investors or developers. Typically, a developer isn't going to go to Facebook to look for available property. Facebook is more used for local public engagement or any community events that we might have, or really anything related to the residents of Herkimer County. So there's definitely a strategy between using both Facebook and LinkedIn. But I'm going to look more into our Facebook as the weeks go on. But if anyone has needs some help with LinkedIn or just needs some questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I would absolutely help you guys with that. Kind of going into our LinkedIn a little bit more. So this is one of the posts that I made. I'm going to play it a little bit. I'll let this play and then I'll talk about it. So this is a post that I made. I made the video on Canva. I use that every single day. And this post, it's about Huber Brewer. So they have a contract with Skylar Business Park. This post in particular got 830 impressions. So the impressions just means how many times it showed up on someone's feed, which we only have about 600 followers on LinkedIn. So that means 200 plus people that don't actively follow us saw this on their profile or on their feed, I mean. There was a 6% engagement rate, which is a key performance metric. It kind of measures how engaging our content is. So 6% of people liked it, reposted it, clicked through to either Huber Brewer, our profile, or the video itself. So typically anywhere between 3 and 5% is really good. So we are at 6%. So planning on keeping the engagement rate up going in the future. And I would say that short form videos on LinkedIn is becoming more of a thing, kind of leaning more towards like a TikTok, Facebook Reel. I think it's more engaging for people when they're scrolling through, they see a video, they're gonna stop and look at it rather than just a picture post. Next, so on October 8th, I attended a seminar put on by MVCC Incubator. It was all about MailChimp. It was hosted by Mary McQuinn. She is an owner of a small business. She came from corporate America and decided to create her own marketing agency. It's called A Brand New Day Company. She taught us all things email marketing. So anything from design tips, how to create it's called a call to action. So I'll show you in the next slide. We created an email campaign, but at the very bottom, you want to have a button that links to something else that viewers can go to. She taught us how to track metrics. So what makes an email campaign well, how it is measured. She also showed us how to create separate segments within an email campaign, which I didn't know we could do. So say we have about 6,000 contacts within our email database. So say I only wanted to send 2 people in this room. I can create a separate segment and only send to us in this room, which is really interesting. The IDA currently uses Constant Contact, but MailChimp and Constant Contact honestly do quite the same things. So everything translated, I was able to do everything she taught us within Constant Contact. So this was the email campaign that I was just talking about. It was about Skylar Business Park, which Huber Brewer has a contract on the land. So really wanted to market the 2 big attractions for this site, which were throughway visibility and its prime location. They provided us a presentation, so I grabbed some information from that and put it in the email. This was the second page, just so you can see the whole thing. So it was a scroll email campaign. But the call to action where it says click below for more information, that here button is what is called the call to action. So that links to the presentation that they provided us. You really want to incentivize viewers to go and click through to something else. It piques curiosity, and you don't want to give all the information right away in the email, so they can go and look at all the information that's provided for them. So I have 2 charts about the results for this email. So like I said, we had about 6,000, we have 6,004 contacts within our database. So of that, 100% 69% were delivered. So there's quite a big gap there. We had a lot of people where their email bounced. So I think it's a little over 1,000 people. So whether their mailbox is full or people who had company emails that no longer work at that company, they retired. So that is something I'm kind of working on as the days go on, is minimizing that so we don't have as many bounced emails. So that's why there's such a big gap there. 37% of those emails were opened, so just opened. They didn't click through to anything else. They just scrolled through and didn't do anything else with it. And then the 6% there at the bottom, that's the important part. 6% of people clicked through to something else, which Constant Contact will actually show me exactly where people clicked. So that's really good to know for the next campaign. You want to know where people are going. This chart on the right, of that 6%, it's showing you where everyone else clicked. So 40.8% of people clicked through to our LinkedIn page, which is really good to know. 24.3% clicked through to our presentation, and the rest are kind of split between our Facebook and our website. So if I go back to this last email, so that here button goes to the presentation, and then those 3 buttons at the bottom go to each of our Facebook, LinkedIn, and our website is that last icon there. What I did last week, I created an ad for the Herkimer County Chamber of Commerce had an annual dinner last Thursday. So I created a half-page ad for us. This QR code leads right to our website. So anyone that was going through the booklet and wanted to take a look at what we do, they just scanned the QR code and went right to our website. Lastly, Trello. So when I was in my master's program, this is a project management software. We used it during one of my major projects where I was on a team of 5 people and we all had different tasks. We all had different responsibilities. So it worked really, really well for communication and just kind of knowing what each of us are doing and just certain deadlines that we had to meet. So I brought it to the team. So this is our homepage here. So we each have our own lists, but then we also have lists specific to, say, our board meeting, any grants that we have going on, any properties and financial projects we have. So it's been working really well for us. We can create checklists, which I personally like. I like to see the green check mark, knowing that I did complete something. It's all done. My specific board, you can add attachments. So for example, the chamber ad that I created, I just added that to my to-do list and it pops right up and I can see exactly what I'm looking for when I go right in there. And also connects to our Gmail calendar too. So we can go into our calendar and see what everyone else has going on. Next, so this is a sign for Senator Seward going into the Frankfurt 5S North Park. This is just kind of what the sign looks like, which we plan to do an event in the spring when we put it up, just so everyone knows. And then last, just upcoming things, next meeting, I've been working with our website designer, just kind of going through how we can do an update to our website. And I think one of the first things that we want to work on is new headshots for everyone. So everyone has the same photo and in the same place. So if everyone wouldn't mind, next meeting, I would like to do headshots of everyone, which I can put it on my calendar a week beforehand and send out an email to everyone. So everyone is aware, remembers. Yes, and a group photo for everyone too.
No, this, I actually had that put down. Who we can do bios on the, I know. Facebook. or-
Yep.
So, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Everybody go to hair and makeup that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring in the makeup team.
That's a great report.
Thank you.
Great job, you've been busy.
Thank you.
On the Facebook, see, we all have Facebook, most of us have Facebook page. If we could share that or ask our contacts to like.
Yeah,
That would. help, right?
absolutely. Yes.
You know a lot of people. right?
Yeah, absolutely.
As Samantha mentioned, the Facebook page will be mostly like we're having community events, things to keep the community notified. LinkedIn though helps us bring in developers, architects, engineering firms, people that are different things in green energy, trying to get us here. And we see that being very valuable tool. So if anybody has a LinkedIn page, that please connect with us. If you need help setting up one, Sam's very good. She's gonna have a little course for us coming up if you're interested in sitting in on that too.
Good job.
Yeah. Could you send us updates when you do things on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
You want us to go there, see what you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's got a link?
Tim, do you?
He does now.
But we'll set you up with one.
I have one, but it's not.
It's the new web shop.
It'll be all right.
You put it on your phone, it's the same way like surfing.
Same, that's fantastic.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're gonna get.
All right, item 10, we'll
Okay.
appoint a secretary of marketing. Bob, this is the secretary.
We asked everybody else, no one else in shorthand. So I'm not sure what that even means, but he's good. You can also run an email graph machine.
The marketing committee member who, anyone want to step up for that?
So right now, especially that we have Samantha on board, we want to have more, or we want to have some additional marketing things set up. So right now, who's on it, Victoria? Do we remember?
It's Tim, and
It's, you know. Miss Naz.
yes, it was Tim.
Okay.
Correct. So we only have 2 people.
Anyone willing to step up?
Oh,
Ten
Dr.
points.
Straits,
10 points.
Dr. Great's day.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Well, we only gonna have like 17 weeks a month, so.
Wow.
We need-
They're gonna be remote, right?
Yeah.
we need a
Yeah, up
motion
the street,
to,
we'll come up the hill.
we need a motion to approve, that for. Tim, second by Frank, discussions. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Carried.
We need a resolution for the marketing. Why don't, what the
All
hell?
right, 2101, then today. Ben, Dave, Sid, and Bob. Discussion? All opposed? Yeah, all in favor? Any opposed? Carried. All right, item 11 for discussion, the water transmission.
Let's check on. This is. Oh, there's Mr. Malcolm. So maybe we can
Morning,
take.
everybody.
As promised, we're asked to have a monthly periodic discussion on the water transmission line. And Chuck Malcolm's here to give us a little update on where we are, where we're headed, and where the flow of water is.
Yeah, I mean, normally when we discuss litigation or have conversations about litigation, we do that in executive session. But for today, there's not really a substantive update from where we were. So John asked me to come on and just kind of tell the board kind of where we stand procedurally and timeline. So, we're not going to get into anything that would be privileged. So we can do that in open session. If I expect at the next meeting, we're likely gonna do this again, but probably an executive or attorney-client privilege session, because at that point we probably will have some more substance to discuss. But just wanted to update the board on where we stand from a procedural and timeline perspective. Following the board's authorization to commence litigation upon failure to move the settlement discussions forward, we did file the summons and complaint. Procedurally, what that does is it triggers a response time for the defendant, Barton and LaJudas, to put in their response. They had reached out after being served with the summons and complaint and asked for an extension. And it's standard practice that, initially that those requests are granted. So we gave the other side an extension of time, and their deadline is November 4th, which is coming up, to put in a response. Now they can respond one of two ways. They can answer the complaint, which basically requires them to go through each of the paragraphs that we set forth in our complaint and respond by either admitting, denying, or denying knowledge or information sufficient to form a belief. They can also raise, in the context of that answer, certain affirmative defenses that they believe they may have. And when that happens, that kind of triggers off the discovery process. And what we'll do at that point is, serve them with requests that would ask them to provide certain documents or information relevant to the claims. They could also make a motion to dismiss by basically asserting one of their defenses early on and claiming that we didn't state a claim upon which relief can be granted. If they take that approach, we'll have to respond to that filing, and that would delay the discovery piece that we just talked about until the motion to dismiss is resolved. So on November 4th, we'll have more information on what they intend to do and how and what their plan is, and then that will give us some further guidelines on procedure, and then we can talk about the substance of issues raised in the answer and where we would go from there.
Great, so we'll plan on going into executive session.
Yeah, after we get their response, we'll need to have an executive session so we can get into privileged discussions.
But we can have a separate meeting just to do that too, where we can do that virtually.
We can, and the nice thing about that is that that kind of a discussion would be exempt from the open meetings law. So we would be able, we wouldn't necessarily have to have all board members convening in person. We could do a Zoom or a Teams with everybody just getting on the call with me. And I'll probably have my colleague Mike Zoller with me to just kind of review and discuss that. So that could be done, at any time that's convenient for the board, because we wouldn't need to notice the meeting or convene, because those discussions are exempt from the open meetings law.
Any questions? Calls and motion. We'll take it from November. If that's it. All right, thanks, Chuck, we appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
All right, let's go to item number 12, Russell Farm, Gas New York application, John.
So we submitted a Fast New York application to the Russell Farm to bring over additional power, additional gas, and increase the entrance. Preliminary, we were awarded almost $8 million for that. We do have a meeting on November 7th to go through the process with Fast New York. I've talked with everybody involved with the state. Everything looks positive. We'll have more of an update next meeting. We'll work with Aaron Marcus, Routine Properties, who has the on the property, has the option on the property to move ahead with those. And what we'll do is we'll draw it down as we complete a project, as in the power and the gas upgrade and then the entrance.
So that's you and the board, you and the staff, that's a big number, $8 million.
That is a big number. It pays to work with all of the people down at Empire State Development to keep that. So it's really being looked at. We have several people very much interested in it. Power, of course, increase it. We're already connected to the sewer. We already have water going there. So Empire State Development's interested, and so is a nice sort of the development of different projects there.
John, at the meeting on the 7th, were you giving additional information in the presentation
I'm
of the
gonna do it,
project?
yes, a presentation. They want to do it virtually. They don't want to come at all at this time, but that's okay. We'll do it virtually.
Because you know when you go on, they're all.
Well, I do enjoy it down there, yes. So, but, no, so their team will be on the call. And, yeah, no, this was a good one for us. I'm afraid Fast New York money is gonna be going away. They did put additional funds, but people are figuring it out now because Christian Curio heads that up and more people are applying. But the Power Up program will happen soon. So that'll help contribute to that. However, there is still money in Fast, and we will be submitting an application for the Remington Arms site too this week for some upgrades and stuff.
So this initial $8 million, eventually we're hoping that the Power Up program will be able to supplement that, and then in total.
I don't think we'll need more for Russell Farm. Because I think the for what that site could support in the type of industry, 7 to 10 megawatts will be fine, and that money will be enough for that. But the Power Up is going to be used more for higher end users, anything from 100 megawatts up. So that's where we'll probably use it at the Remington site, and there still is a possibility of.
No other questions? Let's go to the strategic plan. We, a while back, at the beginning of the year, we were talking about developing the strategic plan and putting together a sales data. I believe this is what this is about. John, want to give us a brief?
Sure. So, reaching out to many different groups, looking to do this in a different type of way because we're IDAs. I talked to one individual, Brittany Davis. She's from Lewis County. She used to be their IDA executive director. She's since stepped down and started her own company called Focus. And she sent over this proposal to us. It wouldn't be something till we start till the beginning of the new year. What I would really appreciate, I know you only had a couple days to look at it, so we don't have to make a decision this meeting. But I just want you to all really review and see the amount of time that's board required for this. There is board requirement here of timing on meeting and doing going through the process with her. She's been successful with this. And I think that this would give us a different perspective. It's still a strategic planning moving us forward, but it's not necessarily a SWOT analysis. It's more about goals. You know, I've known her, I don't know, since I've been doing this, and, you know, in her looking at our agency, we have a good idea on where we're at. But she agrees that this always helps us know where we could be moving going forward. So please take a look at this. I think we should make if you all decide, after you have a chance to review, you could also, during the month, if you want, we could get her on board. She's expecting any time now, so we might have to juggle around that anyways. But I wouldn't think that you all would want to start this till after the first of the year anyways. But I think this gives us a different look, and I think this is the way we can really focus on moving forward.
So what's the best times if we get to meet, business hours or after hours?
You mean to talk with her?
Talk with her if we decide to go.
Well, if we go ahead with this, I think that would be something after we talk to her to make sure that that's what they want to do. Oh, she'll do any hours. That doesn't matter to her. But I think after you all have a chance to review this, so maybe we'll set up a virtual call with her. Because we won't be voting on the call. It'll be just a chance to listen in and see what she does.
You want to set a deadline for the board's response to you in order to keep this moving
Well,
forward?
I would think by the next meeting, you're fine. Oh, I can't set the deadline. That would be up to you all.
Victoria, Nicole, we just sent out a reminder, maybe a week or every week or whatever, just if you haven't heard from anyone. Just yes or no, that we read it and.
Any questions?
So, okay. All right, great.
And this is new to me as well. And I think what's good about this is it gives us a different look than your normal. If anybody else has been through strategic planning, you know, it's the same old thing. I think this gives us a new look at things. And I think her availability makes it nice. And I think she's willing to work one-on-one with people and also as a group. And virtual can happen just as easy. You know, they can separate a couple out and do it virtually. So it's not like you have to even leave your house for some of these things. So let's all keep that in mind. But I do like a different perspective. I mean, we have someone in Little Falls that can do strategic planning for us. And we do use the LE partners. In fact, our this year program starts again today. So we're excited about that. But, you know, this gives us a little different. But please ask any questions. I can set you up with her directly. We can do a call. So we'll reach out again, like Mr. Bono mentioned, probably next week, see where everybody's at and see how we go ahead.
So we'll delay the approval of that until. It's a chance to-
And this does bring other people in too, from the community, other business leaders and stuff at certain points as well. So it's not just us. Just keep that in mind too.
John, in your initial discussions, with her, did she mention what other ideas that she has provided her?
She mentioned another one, but I didn't get into that with her. I can't get in a group. I know she does a lot up in Lewis County right now and Jefferson County. But when you look at some of the IDAs, I hate to say it, more EDOs are more advanced than IDAs. So economic development, you know, organizations like an EDGE or a larger ones, they tend to do this more than the small IDAs because there's 2 or 3 people, you know, and they don't have a board that wants to be active, and I'm excited that y'all want to be active, so. Yeah. Thank you. I'm not spending too much time with you, Doctor.
All right, good. So let's go to item 14, Charlestown Supplemental ESA. 52-58.
Yes, please read every paragraph of the page. I want you all to understand. I'm still dissecting the initial report. So they did find a nasty thing called chlorinated solvents on the property. They tend to pool together. We found 2 spots. One of the main spots is under where they did the painting and the varnishing of the structure or of the product there at the buildings. They believe it's captive and it's not off-site, but these are some additional investigations we need to do. The phase 2 report that has been done is going to be submitted to the DEC this week. We've brought DEC people there, EPA people there as well. They both want to help us with the issue. I would like to have the approval to move ahead with this document, but I will also be looking for additional grant funding to help offset the $54,000. One will definitely be National Grid. The other could be Adirondack Economic Development Council, which I'm a board member of, but also includes Herkimer County. They won a $500,000 assessment grant, and I would work with them to also help complete this project for us. With the Charlestown purchase, or we didn't purchase the property, it was kind of given it to us. We do have an extension that allows us to do more investigative work, so we're excited about that. Just so other people know, Charlestown Mall burnt down a couple of years back, and the EPA came in and did emergency cleanup, and it cost them $14 million. We were able to get the leaves removed, so it was like getting a grant for $14 million to help advance that property. To be honest, we just these two sections where the chlorinated solvents are, those are the bad sections. Everything else is manageable. So I think if we can come up with a plan, and once again, meeting with the DEC, they'd like us to clean this up. We don't want them to put it in a DEC super fund because that'll take decades for them to clean it up. So we want to show them that we're advancing the process. As long as we keep doing that, I think they'll also help us fund for the cleanup as well. So there's several different ways to clean this up. You pour down in, you inject, you remove, you try to capture it. Right now, it seems to be sitting in the shelf and it hasn't migrated anywhere. It hasn't cracked, but if we do construction and things around that site, that could open it up. That's the one thing you don't want it to do is get down into the water table. So I think to help us move ahead, and as Mr. Bono mentioned months ago, when we started looking at Charlestown, with not us thing.
So that's for $51,250. Questions?
With the understanding that we are.
Motion? Entertain one. Tim, second. All right, thank you. Discussion? All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay? Carried. You did sign it. Item 15, local gas.
That one we're setting aside for now. Can you tell us why, Attorney Howard?
We were approached by the developer who was going out to refinance the property. The project was constructed out of his own pocket. I requested information. And the developer has not provided anything. And we'll be reaching out again because obviously they're under pressure to get the money. This board can't act without anything in front of it.
This is Skyler.
Yes, it is. It's the local gas operation with the emphasis.
I have a relationship.
All right, so that's, yeah, so that's on that. Okay. All right, that concludes the regular agenda. We have comments by elected officials. Mr. Malta, Mr. Senior here from, the legislature.
Well, if you want me to say something. I'm Anthony Luceni. I'm a county legislator from the town of Schuyler. I did want to make one comment about, item, 11, the water transmission line. I learned at today's meeting, it's under litigation and I'm happy to hear that the IDA is pursuing that route. But I hope the IDA gave consideration to the small towns and villages involved in this. Schuyler, Frankfurt, Ilion, Herkimer, because these small communities also put a lot of money out and don't have the resources to go after a very large engineering firm. So I don't know what's in the paperwork, but I do hope these small communities were at least mentioned. When the project got started, you know, we had a junior attorney from Syracuse. He ended up becoming a partner. We had a junior engineer from Barton and LaJudas. They ended up becoming a partner. This was a big project at the time. And when it was all said and done, the residents of Herkimer County got nothing, absolutely nothing but a bill. So that's my only comment. Thank you.
I'll add. The county's very excited about the IDA's progress, and as we can see, a lot of new blood on your board. Dr. Terry Grace. The train is moving in a positive direction. And I want to give kudos to your new marketing employee here. Excellent presentation of marketing all the years I've been here. All that together means your train is just progressing and the momentum is continuing. So happy for the county's saying. Thank you.
Oh, Mark, go with you on the line.
Good morning. I'm all set. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Anthony, I understand your concern being a resident staff member, and, I think maybe we get the ball rolling here on our end, use the towns and villages, and see what's gonna happen, and maybe go the same path, so let's wait it out. But, again, thank you. Okay, project updates, Jen.
So the first thing, I'm stepping out of order a little bit. I want to thank legislator Malta. He's gotten us all iPads, and today's our last meeting with paper. You'll get an agenda, but the rest of the whole meeting will be on an iPad that when you come into the meeting, you'll be handed that iPad. The only thing on there will be the meeting. So, we're excited about that. We'll all be going paperless, except for the agenda itself, so that way you can keep track there. But Greg, thank you for that. We had our IT guy in, Terry. Everything looks great. We practiced for today. Everything runs well. We just didn't want to shock you all by that. But as you can see, the staff is using an iPad. I'll start next meeting and we'll all be up to speed on that. That'll really cut down on killing all these trees that we've been doing. But I mean, when I heard those were available, and Greg, you stepped up and got them. So thank you very much for that. Yeah. So thank you. On November 12th and 13th, I'll be at, so with the team, we have an economic development forum at Turning Stone. I will be at panel on the second day, and we see always good results from doing these. If anybody wants to attend, please let me know. On the 18th, I'll be down in Binghamton for a brownfield summit. It's a developer summit focused on brownfields. I will not be presenting that, but I will be having an opportunity to meet with some developers and some other people that I think is critical. That's a one-day event. We're trying to mimic what we do here at Herkimer. But it's just a start for them, and we want to support them too. And I think it's another way to be more involved. I want to talk about the ABO training for board members and staff. Oh, are you going to talk about that, or Victoria?
She's got the paperwork.
Okay.
I'm the only person that is due for, due next year is Mr. Bono. John and myself have a training scheduled for next week, and Dr. Day will have to do hers as well, and then Sam is everyone else is up to date.
So that's the training that you go online and they ask you to say hello at the beginning and hello at the end. We were fortunate though, a couple years ago, we had this at a night at Utica. They had the EBO, and they brought in people from the ABO and they counted that as our training, but not this year. They're not having it there. So we'll just have to get online. It's not a big to do, but there is some valuable information. Denali Partners, our meeting, our first of the new program starts today and this afternoon. Any board members are always welcome to attend. We did the, what's the name? I can't think of it. Where we all filled out got our scores and what was under Clifton strengths. Sam did that, so we're all up to speed there. So the polls, so where everybody's done their Clifton strengths, and that'll help tie into how we plan on moving forward. Business parks update, 5S North, Business Park. We're working with a company now on the ELG structure. They have leased it, but now I think they're leaning more towards buying it. We'll have more data for you for next month. They've really been aggressive in trying to move that project forward. They're the same company that bought North Hudson Wood down in Dolgeville. Four Corners. I'll be honest with everybody. We got the signed agreement, but we haven't gotten the deposit yet. I had conversations with them yesterday, just by a text. I said, we're having a meeting this morning. Please let me know what you're doing about the deposit. I get a reply of yes. I don't know what that means. I think that we recommend to our attorney to write a nice little letter to them saying if we don't receive the deposit by X day, that's no longer valid. I keep telling him that we still have to go to the state for 90 days. There's a lot of process involved with buying property from the IDA. It's just not that we handshake and do a deal. So I'm trying to stay on top of that. If that's okay with everybody.
Any objection?
Okay. All right. So I'll get with Tony later. We'll work that out. But we do have, I'm sorry. I think this one, we're probably gonna make it so, yeah, in most cases, yeah, because it's taken away from us developing. It's really slowed us down on some other things, which is my fault too. We should have moved ahead with a couple other things there, but we do have some great power near that park and we really want to take advantage of it. The 5S South Business Park is completely full. We did meet with the owner of the JVF stainless company, but not the building. I'm not sure where that discussion is gonna go. It was interesting. I'll leave it at that. Jim was there and Tony was there and the staff. So we'll have to see what happens with him. I mean, we don't have a project with him now, so that won't really affect us. Back to the 5S South before I forget. Amazon's really not maintaining that parking lot too well. I talked to the village of Frankfurt. They're gonna, send a notice, but, anything, I'll reach out to Amazon and see if we can get them to not mowing or cleaning up. I mean, the parking lot itself is fine, but the around it, they're not doing a good job. Skylar Business Park, as, Sam showed you what we're doing with Huber Brewer there. The road entrance, there was a little hiccup. I have a meeting there tomorrow morning. Some of the pavements got a little wave to it, so they gotta redo that. We will not have the lights in place until probably February or March. That's how long it takes to get them in. But we're pretty much up to, everything else there is up to snuff. The water tank there, it's interesting to say the least. I think what we'll need to do next is meet with the Water Authority's board and see what they want to do. We have about 3 million to spend, a little over 3 million that we received through the Fast New York grant to spend on that water tower, plus other grants that we've received. However, there's an additional cost because of the way that they want the tank. This will be the highest water tank in the state, 500,000 gallon. And we're not sure where the Water Authority wants to contribute to. So we're trying to work that path out. However, we know if we put that tank in place, that'll allow us to run more or run additional lines down into Skyler to help support other water users. So we're trying to check all the boxes for that tank. The other thing with Skyler, we've had a couple meetings on the sewer line. The sewer line ends in Skyler and we want to extend it at least to the thruway. We've had contact with the thruway authority. We're going back and forth there. We received a quote from Wright Pierce to do a study on the sewer and what it would take to put that in. I asked the Thruway Authority for financial support on that. They should be getting back to us soon. They asked how we go out to services units. We sent them a bunch of policies and things. So I think we'll see something from them shortly. The Manheim Business Park, we are working diligently on the water tank there. It will be a ground-based tank. We're waiting to hear back from the Department of Health. This has been about a 4.5 year process. So hopefully we'll be here back soon. We'll go out to bid over the winter. And then at that time, we will start the construction in the spring. We are working with another potential client in that part too. They've kind of gone a little dark lately, but I think they're doing some other things, but we should hear from them shortly. Remington has been a lot going on with Remington. So everything from having SHPO coming out here to see it. They've already approved that we can dig up the ground, but not touch the buildings yet. Some of them, yes, but some of them not. Anything over 50 years is considered historic. You have some warehousing that looks brand new that's from 1970 that they consider historic. I'm having a tough time with that. But they do have a new commissioner in place and she's coming here as well. So we'll see what's going on with that. We've been meeting about with the ISO about power. At the DEC, we're getting close to submitting the application, 5 individual applications to do the brownfield cleanup program that can bring in several $1 million to help with the cleanup of that. Just many, we finished our Empire State Development Study, which we talked about at the last meeting. So a lot of things are still moving with that project there. Nicholas next month, headshots, as she mentioned, IDA pullovers and stuff. If anybody wants to order anything, please see Nicole. We're going to be ready to place another order. We're even thinking about going to Melfi for a couple things. Get Carhartt with the logo for that too, because it's all costs. BOAs, Village of Herkimer, our BOA is almost complete there, or almost, well, I shouldn't say it is complete. We're getting ready to send in for designation. Which is huge. I think that, what did she say yesterday? Was it Friday we should see it? Do you remember? Norvell, I think it's Friday, we're gonna see the final paperwork that we review. So that's set in the Department of State for designation. That'll be huge for other grant opportunities. Meaning that the village is also pro-housing. We can see some really great things happen on Main Street. Then with our countywide BOA, we've talked to many municipalities. There's a few that haven't gotten back to us that I've reached out to personally. So that way we can see what they have for vacant and possible brownfield properties. So we can get together a list and start looking at other BOA opportunities. And we did submit for Ilion for a BOA, and we're waiting to hear back from that.
John, can you remind me what percentage designation means related to BOA?
Sure, no, that's okay. So you'll get 5% additional credits when you go to other types of grant opportunities. So it moves you up on that list. So we're trying to do that. Plus it ties into with the pro housing that you'll see other opportunities if everybody wants to do some additional housing on Main Street. Plus, when we go to work with HCR to tear down some of these properties, the investigation that we've done and that the state has agreed that this is a BOA area, that'll help us get the grants for that too, to remove some of those really bad properties on the street. But we'll work with the village on that. It's not necessarily going to be us doing that. Depends on where the property ends up. Most of the properties that have to come down have such absentee landlords, just like what we did with Bill's School. We'll have to do that there too, probably on 15B. Well, I think we should really go into executive session to talk about one of our clients that there could be a possibility of litigation.
Anyone else for the your organization?
Just a question on Tony's last thing, we were talking about the gas station LLC. What were we talking about? Was that executive session?
No, it's not executive session. I mean, they own the property free and clear, and they're entitled to pull money out.
But I don't know who it is.
A local gas?
Oh, that's the name of the company?
Yes.
It's a mule.
Yeah, they're the responsible for that, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Anyone else? Okay, I need a motion to go in executive session to, for advice from council. Bob, thank you. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay? Carried. We are in executive session.
Shannon, we